Hello and welcome back to some more Hermit Skies. In the last episode, we finally got our energy condenser completed and made. So we now have an energy condenser right over here that we can now create anything, at least with an EMC value, pretty much for nothing because of obviously the insane amount of emerald horse armors. You may notice it's quite a lot less than it used to be. The reason for that is because I have been creating quite a lot of stuff. So if we pop into our AE system, or ME system, whatever you want to call it. Currently I'm just crafting up some fertilized dirt. I just calculated exactly how many I needed for the 89 seeds across all of these platforms. So it's 80 times 89, or it's actually 88 because I've already got 2 and it's actually 90. So that was like 7,040. So we're just crafting those up now, which is quite nice. Taking a little while though, of course. But yeah, we have now got quite a lot of stuff. So we got some new ores, but I have, as you see, 98 dimensional transceivers because I made a bit more than I meant to, but I thought I'd keep them because they're quite useful. 88 farming stations, 88 growth crystal tier 3s, which are about 500,000 EMC each. And I think those were the main things I made. Other than I made, obviously, the other vibrant capacitor and stuff to do some stuff. And yeah, I think that's about it for what we made around here. And I've just filled these in. If they weren't already filled in, I filled them in, but I've put the holes for the middle one there, and I'm thinking I will eventually get to these. I'll just do a one episode where I put everything in. The only annoying thing is going to be making an insane amount of paper mattocks that are unbreakable, because I'm going to have to make 88 more of those, which isn't too difficult considering the amount of paper we get, but it just is going to be quite time consuming. So yeah, but another thing I found out with the energy condenser, and I don't know what's in there right now, a dimensional transceiver. An interesting thing is obviously I left my philosopher's stone in here, and I said I'd never wanted to make another one of these for a very long time because we needed the graphite dust, and that was the main thing. We now got 203, it's quite nice. But as I think I mentioned it when we were making it, is you make this thing and it costs so much, you know. Most of these don't have EMC values, but like prescient crystal, flux, pearls, and yeah, those two at least do have EMC values. But the EMC value of a philosopher's stone is only 50, so we should quite easily be able to come in here, put that on, and make a bunch of philosopher's stones. So I'm actually going to make 2 spares, so I can have 1 in here for crafting, 1 in my inventory, and then an extra if I ever run out of stuff, which will be quite nice. But what we want to be doing today is I need to be getting a lot of cobblestone, because the plan is to eventually, or now, take this thing and push it back a little bit. So if we come over to here, you'll see on the map, obviously we've got the extra platform out here, and with this platform specifically filled in, it is making the AE, or not AE system, but the mob farm not 100% efficient. So what I'm going to do today, or plan to do today, is I want to, first off, I want to move the teleporter because it's being a pain and always has been. I'm going to move it to pretty much the center of the island, which is going to be this block here. So we'll get rid of that one now. Annoyingly, that is exactly where the world anchor is, but I don't actually think that should cause an issue because as far as I'm aware, you can actually travel through blocks. In fact, we can actually test that right now. If we put that there and we can still travel. Yes, so you can travel through blocks. So we don't have to worry about the world anchor being there. So yeah, we're going to move that over there. In turn, we're also going to move that. And what I want to do is push that. It will be pushed back a little bit further. So I'm pushing the elevator further that way and the mob farm further this way. But this should also mean that even when I'm like over here, it's still producing stuff. And we're going to put it down here a bit further out. And we're going to make it, you know, it's already pretty much in its end form of what it's going to be, but we're going to replace these stone spikes back in here, I think. I found out you can enchant the diamond spikes, so we might eventually do that sometime, but I just don't really want the durability items, even if we do have no chemical chest. So I just need to work out a solution for that, if I can get stuff in there and pulling it out straight away. But what I want to do is I want to get rid of all this mess, and I want to get rid of all this mess and just throw it into a separate applied energistic system. So we can get rid of all these chests or drawers. You know, we can just go into a terminal, right click on it, you know, go, oh, I need this, shift click it out, and etc, etc. And it also just means I'm never going to be like, oh, do I have this item? I can't see it because I'm blind, etc, etc. And a few other items can go in there as well. Considering a book stack as well, that's quite a nice thing, and most of these should also stack. So there's a few items that we do want to still get rid of, probably the Ender, but we can use that in Extreme Crafting for the Draconic stuff of power, so we need at least one. But yeah, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get all the Applied Energetics System stuff going, so I'm going to have to just get an entire AE system's worth of stuff set up, and then I'm going to just tear this thing down, set up an AE system, and then I'm going to have to transfer all these items, which is going to take absolutely forever, into here. But one lucky thing is, I don't know if I mentioned this, whilst the storage cells do not have EMC values, the storage components do, so they're actually quite easy to make. Also, yeah, I made 2 more of these, if I hadn't said, because this kept filling up with 63 types of stuff, and it was just being a little bit annoying. I couldn't put anything in my AE system. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a pretty simple, I'm just going to get an ME controller, a crafting terminal, a few ME drives, maybe 6 sets of ME drives with 10 things in it each, because that will fill up a lot quicker than this will. So I can just have pretty much 3 there, 3 there, something up this block, and pretty much the system I have now. But I'm also going to have a vibrant capacitor bank. Actually, that's the thing. I'll probably, yeah, put a vibrant capacitor bank up here, and then I'm going to have a solar panel, I think. I'm just going to get a solar panel. I don't know if this one has EMC value. It does, 2.5 million. So I might just get a solar panel 8 and just have one of those, because it's not going to draw much power, quite luckily for us. So yeah, it shouldn't draw too much power, so just having a tier 8 should be more than sufficient for that. But I have now got to build out to the center block from here to place down another elevator. So that's going to be a bit of fun, and I'll see you once I've made a little bit of progress, because, I mean, I've already built this thing like once or twice before already, so, you know, you don't need to see me doing it again. I'm just going to show you sort of what happens when we're at the end of this. Alright, so now comes the time. Obviously, I've now just moved this to the center, so we shouldn't accidentally jump up into that thing anymore too often. I'm going to move that one back up to there, obviously. But now we got this, we can come straight into here. Obviously, it was misaligned to the slight left bit, but we're going to fix that, because further over here is the platform where we're going to have the next bit. So this is a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 9 by 9, so the walls will fit. And it's a 7 by 7 internally. So all we need to do now is, luckily we have Vein Miner for this, or whatever it actually is called. But we're going to just do a bit of fun with that. It's always fun having that happen. We got a few. Oh, that's the most horrible noise I've ever heard in my life. God damn. I just realized I accidentally left this off. That's why there's so much stuff in there. I was wondering why I wasn't getting any new items. Yeah, because this filled up with ores then, or not ores, with whatever it's called, armor. Yeah, so I turned it off. But that was a horrible noise. Let's go get some more food, and we're gonna actually turn these off, because I don't want that ever to happen again. And we're gonna, hopefully this will work, because even if it doesn't go to all to us, we have this thing. Right, I got 46. Why did I only get 46? There we are, 56. Right, so I'm just going to take these over to this chest then, and just throw all the materials into here. That just looks really, really weird. But now all we need to do is destroy these and not die, and then get rid of these platforms, which we have to make sure we keep, because obviously they'll get placed up there again. And then that, and now I can just get my slabs again, get my unbreakable wand, and place everything back. I think for now it is just going to end up like just a 5 wide, really long pathway, because that just seems like the easy way of doing it. I might make a travel anchor to go straight over here, though. I feel like that might be a good idea, and then I can just go, like, maybe put another one up here again, just instead of having the elevators, because then I can just use my stuff for traveling at least. But yeah, I just need to now get rid of all this on this side, pick up all the energy, or not energy conduits, item conduits, which we're actually not going to need a lot of now, which is good. Because if we just throw it into an AE system, then, you know, what's the need for it? But yeah, it's just going to be a direct path, no mess, no worries. We're going to just come over here. There's going to be a terminal. We can right click and we can do all that stuff. So time to get rebuilding this entire thing. It's going to take a little while, but should be good, and there should hopefully be no creepers exploding in my face, so we hopefully shouldn't have any issues. And this slab is really trying to make its mind up. Okay, so I've gotten a bunch of stuff together for this. So I've got a fully charged vibrant capacitor bank, an ME controller, 7 ME drives, 70 64K storage components, and a ME crafting table, or crafting terminal rather. And I just need to get some fluid cable, I've just realized. So we'll grab just a stack of those. And yeah, that's just going to be us coming down here with that. Obviously, we're going to have to do the loot bag opener first. So we're going to have to still do some stuff in terms of getting some chests here. So the best way I think of doing it for us is to do this, and the farm is on, which is nice. So let's actually make sure, yeah, always active, extracting, inputting into there. How did I get this one? Did that have a filter on it? It did. Perfect. So what we want to get is a extractor with a filter on going this way, so it only takes those loot bags out. That's going to go into this loot bag unboxer or opener, whatever it's called, and everything else can go out the right side, and then we can go into a I'm going to probably have to get an interface, aren't I? Do I have any spare interfaces? Interface. I do not. That kind of sucks. Do I have enough for it? Nope. What do I need for that? I need some Fluix dust. Let's just pulverize one of these up. And that should then be enough for a interface. That's perfect. And we probably need some item conduits and item conduit upgrades just in case. I think I've got a bunch in here anyway, so we shouldn't actually have any issues. But those all go into the loot bag unboxer. Once I put it to insert and output with always active, so those should all be going in there now, which is nice. So then what we want to do is, and we'll probably extend this out, we want to, this will mainly be shrouded behind this, but we also want it a little bit further behind because we want it in a separate chunk as well, which shouldn't cause too many issues, but we want to make sure it's fine. So if I then have the interface maybe there, with the item conduits going like that, well actually, probably the best way of doing this, honestly, is via under here. Because then I can at least put maybe some covers over them, or some way of making it at least a bit more secure. So let's just get these. So what this should do is, once we get down here, extract, always on, insert into here. Now it's gonna need a few upgrades. We'll actually add all the conduit upgrades in a little bit. Now that I've got electrical steel as a plant, that just makes this a whole lot easier because I've got crafting recipes for everything else in here, which is fine. So those will go in there. Everything else will go in here. And then what we can do actually is, we could actually just do this. Everything else basically like that. I think that actually should be a pretty good way of doing it because it all goes into one thing then. My only worry is it being too fast for this, so we might have to do something separate. Actually, I'll just put that. Where'd the interface go? Oh good, luckily it's in here. Interface can go in the bottom actually, just so we're not wasting space. So insert on both these channels. Hopefully that shouldn't cause any issues. And then what we're going to do is we want to have the ME controller. Actually, the ME controller needs to go on top because I need to get power into it. So what we're going to have to do is, I want to have the ME terminal there. So we're going to have the drives like this. We're going to have the controller like that. The Fluix cable there. And the thing there. So I do want to see if I can get a facade at any point. But what I also want to do is possibly... I'm thinking about raising this up because I feel like that's a bit too high and I don't really want to see the interface. But what I can do at the very least right now is I've got the vibrant capacitor. In fact, what we'll actually do is we'll place it behind. We also have... I've just realized how bad an idea this is because the solar panel's not going to work. Just realized that. I'm not very clever, apparently. I thought, hey, let's use the solar panel. That'll work. No, it won't. Light level 0. It's got some charge in it, yes, but... I'm going to have to think of another solution for power. But for the moment, that is fully charged. It's got 250 million RF in it, so I think we should be good with that. But that should then be all of those. I just need to then make a bunch of drives, because of, you know... I didn't do that because they don't stack, so I can't get like 70 of them in my inventory, which kind of sucks. So we'll just, for the moment, do that. I think everything is fine there. Then we want 64K. I need to think, yeah, I really need to think of a better power solution. What am I on about? I literally have the perfect power solution in a dimensional transceiver. Oh, I'm stupid. Right. Okay. So I want to disable that. Receive power. Main power receive. That should then charge that up, which then keeps this powered, which is good. Oh, you would have thought I'd know what I'm doing by now. Right, so yeah, we need 64K thingies, so I need to make sure I got a load of quartz glass. That's mainly the one that's going to cause us issues. 27, I do not have a lot of that. Let's make like 128 of them. I don't know, I'm missing glass and quartz. How do you get quartz dust? What do you get that out of? Dust. Dust, how much do I have? Okay, sand. Let's make a bunch of sand and let's hammer that down into dust and then throw it into the other thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, literally not enough. So let's get a bunch more sand from over here. So that's 8 stacks at the very least, which is nice. Then what we want to do is compress that into that. I want my diamond hammer, which is actually down in the alchemical chest, which I'm actually going to move the alchemical chest up, I think, to the top of the base, because it's not being, well, it's not going to be very useful when we don't have a, yeah, it's not going to be very useful when we don't have the diamond spikes in there anymore, so this is going to cause so many issues, because the amount of dust that's going to come out of this is going to be insane. Right. It's not actually going to be insane. I just was worried that it was going to be falling off the edge. Right, so those should be done. Hopefully that's enough Certus quartz coming through. For now, though, we'll try and make 70 of these. I'll throw those in there. Right, that's 10. That's our first drive filled up. Such a long way to get here. First drive filled up. Perfect. And the more stuff, obviously, you have connected, the more power it takes, but that actually shouldn't be any issues for us. Oh no, we now need a bunch of Certus quartz, or quartz glass. Do we have enough? Is it done yet? You done? Oh. Guess what I took off there earlier? Dimensional. Dimensional. I think that should be the one that was already on there before. I just steal one just to, it's actually not, but let's do that. Right. Damn it. The annoyance of having a magnet next to a thing that has a magnet. Can you turn with nether quartz? You can. Perfect. Right, I'm going to do that then. I just realized I used up most of my sand. So we're just going to have to... Ooh. That was not what I meant to do. I just need to... Actually, do I have a... No, I don't. I need to make a bunch of sand. So I need to get like 9 stacks of this, compress it, and then turn it into a bunch of sand. Which could be 9 stacks of that, which shouldn't be too difficult, especially considering we basically have infinite durability on everything, which is nice. So let's just do that for 64, 28. Hopefully that will be enough. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Probably won't be enough, but, you know, we'll live and learn and do it as we please. Now, that is my main concern right there that I mentioned but didn't really point out. We also need to put a blacklisted filter, I think, on everything else, on the other thing. But I wonder if doing this actually would stop stuff spawning. I kind of hope it does. If not, it's going to be a bit of a pain. But that's my hope, because that should be now basically not the top of a block. But yeah, we've already had the issue where some of the loot bags are coming through because this is probably, you know, pulling them out too quick. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get a blacklisted filter, exactly the same as this one. Just, again, you know, set to be, you know, that's the whitelist. We'll set it to blacklist, so everything but those will come through, which should be fine. In fact, a filter shouldn't actually be too difficult to make, I hope. Basic item filter, I need paper, which guess what I have a bunch of down here. There we are. The reason for it, and the reason it will, or the reason we'll have that issue with the loot bags is also because this can only open so fast, and these will have to, you know, kind of play catch up. So we want a uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. So we want to go under here, put that in, if I can. There we are. So extract, blacklist these items. Oh, I've got to actually put them in there. I thought I could shift click them in. Rare, epic, legendary. So those are blacklisted from that now. So no matter what happens, they will not get pulled out. They will just get put into here. So this is the start of this, and we've already got 61 types of items. Hopefully that should kind of stop happening, like fairly soon, once we've had a bit of a run with it. You know, it should have all the different types of items. The only ones that are going to probably cause issues is all the enchanted books and the enders. Those are going to be a pain. We'll probably dump them if I'm honest. But now, yeah, we just need to carry on with the 64k things, which I'm just going to do off camera because it's going to take a while considering the amount of quartz that we don't have. So yeah, off to do more sand, I guess, or dust actually. Right, and this should be our final 10 drives going into here. And I also made a cable facade out of skystone because I think it looks quite cool. So there's that. I just like the look of it. I feel like it's quite nicely made for it. So that's all that sorted. I think I might make some sort of wall maybe just to you know, hide this stuff away, possibly. I'm not sure if there's any way we can make the interface have a different... Maybe a cable facade works on... I don't think it will, but... Maybe? You obviously get 4 per one, so we can be quite liberal with using them. No, you don't. That sucks. Either way, though, hopefully these cobblestone bits, you know, stop stuff spawning on here. It seems to have worked somewhat well. And also then hopefully I can clear up this. I can do painted blocks, but I can't do painted slabs as far as I'm aware. So I'm going to have to work out some way of doing that. So we need some way of keeping those separate and away. But yeah, this should now be sorted. We're not going to... Oh, these actually are from earlier. Bat bags I want to get rid of. I know that for a fact, obviously. Is there stuff still being killed in there? Have I turned the fan on? It would probably help if I turned the mob farm on, wouldn't it? Right, now we should start, like, increasing a bunch of stuff. So we've already got... Now, the issue is obviously we're going to have that, so we need to stop them doing that. But we're going up in types quite a lot. But if we get rid of, like, bat bags and artifact bags and stuff like that, we can hopefully have some good times. But you'll see we're getting books stacking. Now, obviously... you know, one's like projectile protection 4. You'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll have to deal with those. But Lava rings, they stack, which they don't in the drawers, which is quite nice. There's a few other things. Let's see if there's anything. Conduit probes don't stack normally. Biome crystals, I'm hoping will stack. We just need to get the loot bags out. That's all we need to do. So let's get all these. And if we wanted to, we could actually set it up where they crafted up into legendary loot bags beforehand, but we don't really want to do that because there's some good stuff we can get from the common ones as well. In fact, what can we get from the common ones? You know, we can still get diamonds, we can still get carbon horse armors. Can we get any emerald horse armors? Yes, we can, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's all worth it in the end. So what's going to happen is nothing's going to spawn now because we are here. We've obviously now got 2 flame books as well, which is quite nice. So we're just going to, I think I'm just going to take a little bit of a stroll over here. It's actually looking really cool on the map, I think. You know, it's quite nicely populated in different areas now. I quite like it. But yeah, we'll just take a little bit of a break over here, so nothing is going to be spawning. We can also, you know, kind of hang around here-ish now, and stuff should still continue to spawn. You can see on the map it is continuing to do that still, with all the red dots there. But yeah, we're already up quite a few items, and then we can take the iron stuff out of here quite nicely and, you know, get rid of it. And also we can get some capacitors, which I don't know if the capacitors stack, but, or in the A system. They definitely don't in the chests, as we can see. But yeah, maybe they'll stack in there. The only one, as I said, I'm worried about is the Ender. If we look up the Ender, well, it's going to be the mod still, but the Ender is, there's only one in there right now, but we should be alright, I think. So what I'm going to have to do now is, I'm going to get some, probably just, yeah, some item conduits with some upgrades. Take the cardboard boxes, take these over here and get them all inserting into the ME system. That's pretty simple for what I want to do. It stops me having to worry about, like, you know, 10,000 items dropping on the floor. So I just need some item conduits and some more item conduit speed upgrades, which we're going to make a bunch of. So since we have the electrical steel now, we can obviously just make a absolute ton of that, and it should be fairly easy. In fact, oh, we can make one, but we want to just make, you know, like 64. And also the fact that we can also craft also means the fertilized dirt is now done, which is quite nice. So yeah, then we just need to make some 64 redstone things. We'll get, like, what, that'd be 73 in total, which is definitely more than enough. We only need 3 sets currently, which should be good. And yeah, get some redstone torches if that would work, which shouldn't take too long. As soon as those are all crafted up, we'll get these inserted and going. I want to see how quickly it goes when I've got this. Now, the only issue is they do seem to be... It doesn't seem to be doing too many blocks, but I think that might just be, like, me looking at it in too quick. Like, I thought, like, I might be thinking, oh, it's going slow, but in reality, this was always running in the background for quite a long time before it actually got anything. So what we want to do at the very least now is that has got upgrades in it. This is going to get some upgrades, and then this is also fully upgraded, and this is what's also, yeah, we are. So 43 left, so we can actually do 2 more. 3 more if we had 2 more things. But I think that should be it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different sets that should have item conduits in them. I'm going to get rid of that, disable it there. And yeah, time to transfer these over with cardboard boxes. So I guess I'll just do that. Set it to insert. And then we just need, for example, one of these. Put it there. And then we'll set extract. Do that, and these should go in quite quickly, and you'll see this get filled up. It's quite nice. So yeah, and this should also stop us having to void a bunch of stuff, which I think we've been doing quite a bit. So hopefully this should be increasing in iron pickaxes. Yep, quite a lot, you can see. So that's now done. We can actually get rid of this drawer now. We don't need it anymore. I'm gonna go get an axe for that. But as soon as those drawers are done, yeah, we can just get rid of them, get the upgrades out of them, and I guess use those for our chemical chests or whatever we want to use them for afterwards, which should be quite nice. Right, so I don't know how long it's been exactly, but we have finally sorted out the it's looking a lot clearer down here now. The chests that were here are gone. The entire side area is now gone from with the that has all the drawers in it, and everything is working there. The only thing that needs to happen now is I need to turn this back on to be always active, and then we can start importing stuff. So obviously this has got a blacklist filter for all the loot chests or loot bags, other than the bat bag and the artifact bag, which we'll just have to deal with for the moment. But you can see everything is now imported into here. So we've got like 27k bones, which is 4 million EMC, damn. A bunch of arrows, torches, string, rails, mana steel, obsidian. The main one I want to get is more sand, but we also get a bunch of iron armor and pickaxes and such, and also some horse armor, and obviously enchanted books, which is quite nice, though we don't particularly need them right now. I do need some Civ Fortune 3s and Civ Efficiency 5s, but I only need really 2 of those, because as I previously mentioned, since they stack, you can actually just throw them all into an anvil and use 1 enchanting book, it seems, to do that. I might be wrong, but basically what I did is when I put in 26 of them, it used them all, but then I used, or no, rather, I had 25 of one book and 26 of the other, and it used 25 books but enchanted 26, so I'm assuming that's how it works at the very least. If not, then we can always you know, enchant them using the enchanter up there. But yeah, this is all sorted now. We've got a bunch of stuff. And an interesting thing as well I also found is, first off, we haven't got any stacked ones of these. I don't know if they do ever stack. Doesn't look like it, because we got 2 capacitors of holding here, though they've got different descriptions, so that might be why. It looks like possibly different tags. But yeah, the enders, they are not stacking. But an interesting thing I found is if you look at the kind of it's kind of like a darker blue, the what says empowered and travel on here. That's like, empower is the RF that it can hold. Travel is a really interesting skill, which you hold shift and right click to teleport to a travel anchor. So it basically puts the stuff of holding inside your weapon, which is kind of cool. Which I guess you would have to, no, you have to get an ender crystal. That's not actually that bad. I assume that's similar to, yeah, how you make that anyway. But you can see this has empowered and travel. They also have some different different EMCs and durabilities and such. That's why they're not stacking. If they're all charged up, they would be fine. So I might actually just get like a wireless charger here and we can take them out and put them back in. But that might work. But you'll see, if we slowly go down, this one now doesn't have travel, all these sets. And we can start to level up in our empowered. So this now has empowered 3 travel and empowered 2, empowered 3. So yeah, this one, for example, is quite a high level, and we can actually, if we wanted to, upgrade this, because I don't know if it requires a specific tiered ender. It doesn't look like it, but what we could do is possibly have a bit of fun with that. But what I actually do want to do is, yeah, just basically grab all the enders that I can. I want to actually take these up to here and see they'll charge. Obviously, we have the portable battery, but or the flux capacitor, but I don't really want to waste that on there. So that's going to take a while to go up, but now it's got all the charges. There we are. So they're not going to all stack now, because obviously they still have different effects on them, but you can see they're starting to stack a bit better. So if we want to, we can always do that, which is quite nice. But yeah, that's that sorted. I do want to get some other stuff done quickly. There's one thing which I know I said I wanted to do, which is kind of on the same vein of what we were doing, which is applied energistics, and that is I want to try and at least do a quest as well, but I want to go here and I want to get some security and wireless access done, and then we'll get some wireless crafting, because it means that I can come down here and take stuff out of here and put it back up there, and etc, etc. So if we throw ourselves back all the way up here, and I definitely think I'm going to get travel anchors, it's just a whole lot easier. Also stops Enderman coming out as easily. But I want to get onto some, security stuff. So we want to go into Energistics over here, and we need an ME security terminal. And we can hide this around somewhere. I also, I forgot to mention it, obviously I added these 2, but I also added this little thing here, which is a little import bus on the pulverizer, which is set to only take out diamonds. I just thought that was a nice little addition that we can have. We can just plug it into there if we want to, the terminal, because we don't really need it anywhere near. We need a 16k ME storage cell, so we're going to have to get quite a lot of these. So I think it's 9 we're going to need in total. to make one of these, and then we need. This is why we need inscriber crafting, really. But we're gonna need an ME chest as well. That's gonna be a hassle. It's not actually that bad. Do we not have any illuminated panels? Let's make some. I guess we've used all of them on our stuff recently. Annihilation cores, we need more fluix, so I'm gonna just pulverize these two up. There we are. So that should create both sets of formation and annihilation cores that we now have to craft all of that up. So hopefully that works. Then ME chest. I thought, don't we have an ME chest already? Yeah, so I don't know why I actually did that, because I just remembered it's part of the quest, and it literally was there when I went and did that, so I don't know what I'm on about. But diamond, silicon, redstone, and then the presses. So we need a engineering and silicon press. Then come back all the way over to here. It'll be quick. Hopefully. Put those three in. There we are. But yeah, the reason I want to do this as well is because we have we killed the Ender Dragon so much that we have the Infinity Booster cards. So that should, as far as I'm aware, I don't know if it says in the thing, no it doesn't, but that should, I think, allow us to boost, or the Infinity Booster card should mean that we can use it anywhere, like in other dimensions as well. So we just need the 16k thing now, so I need some pure quartz. Okay, actually, no, let's just get a stack of you, a stack of sand, since we have a bunch in here now, since I made a ton, and throw them in the crystal growth accelerator, which apparently I took acceleration cards out of. Don't know why I did that. So here's some back for you. Don't know why I did that. Not sure. Did I put them in here? Maybe. Either way, they're back in there now, so those are all done. I needed some of those, didn't I? So we need 3, I think, and then 3 redstone and 3 silicon. We need a silicon press, and then a engine calculation rather press for that. Luckily, these stack in the advanced inscriber. In the regular one, it doesn't, unfortunately, so it does cause us some issues. Right. And 3 of those. And then we need some engineering ones, which we actually should have some spares, I think, already. Yep. So I need another engineering one. I made an engineering one for the thing, and then I realized I used that instead of what I meant to do. Okay. Again, this is why we need automated inscribers. It'll make my life so much easier. But I need to just set up a better auto-crafting situation in general, because we currently have 1 molecular assembler, and it's filled to the brim right now with crafting. So that is our ME security terminal, which we should just need to place down somewhere. Again, I'm just going to place it. Should we just place it like there? My only worry is then that this will go offline, but it shouldn't be a huge deal for us. So we just need to make sure we can obviously get to it. That's the only thing, because we just need to make sure that it's, we can get to it, we can interact with it, and as such get our wireless terminal working. So that's completed. Let's go and complete you. Tier 1 chance pendant. I actually wanted to check with the tier, because we got a tier 3 chance pendant. You can't craft them, but I wanted to see if the durability, because I'm pretty sure these have durability. I want to see if the durability is repairable with the talisman of repair. It might be, it might not be, but if it isn't, no big deal. Wireless receiver and wireless access point is another thing. So wireless access point, which we need one of these for anyway, so I guess we'll just do that. We need a fluix pearl, which let's just get a bunch of fluix thingies quickly. should just make about 2 stacks. Is it worth? There we are. 2 stacks of flux crystals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pulverize 1 stack and keep the other. Just means we can stay working on things. I need about 8, I think. So we need to make one of those and have that in our inventory so that we complete that bit of the quest. Yep, perfect. And then we need a wireless access point, which means a calculation press, which we don't have, so we'll make another one of those. It's a lot of standing by our ME system recently. I can't apparently do things in the right order, but we can hopefully move away from that fairly soon. I mean, when we automate everything, it's going to be a lot less of us just running behind the ME system at the very least anyway. Because I do want to try and get a majority of the big things, at least, automated. I think that only makes sense. Oh, damn it. Let's have it in our inventory. In fact, we'll actually place it up there because that should hopefully not have any other channels into it. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it should hold 8. So we should be fine on that channel. But now we need infinity, which should. Oh, that's for wireless crafting terminals. We need wireless boosters. Okay. For the moment, we're not going to worry about that because we also need to worry about actually getting the terminal first. So, another loot chest, pulsating iron. Not amazing. Definitely not amazing, considering it's quite easy to make. So now we need to wireless networking. Don't particularly know what that's about, but I need to, infinity booster card, I need a magnet card and a wireless crafting terminal. So, crafting terminal. How do you make one of those? So you need a regular wireless terminal, a ME crafting terminal, which is good because I actually think I've got one spare, because I accidentally made an extra one. Or was it in here? Nope. I made an extra one, but we can just make it in the ME system anyway. So, flow expel, then we need one of these, which we need another one of these for anyway. ME terminal. It was an ME terminal we made, wasn't it? And then I need a few of these. So I'm going to just get some stuff together, I guess. I actually think I should be able to sort this out. So I need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep clicking on the wrong one. So that's those. I then need... What else do I need? A calculation press. So Certus quartz. I'm just going to get the presses out already. That's an engineering one. I need a calculation. Redstone. Silicon. And then calculation press. Silicon press. And calculation press. This is why normally I would plan specifically like the items I need before I do anything like this, because then I could just be like, hey, I need this, so let me do this thing, you know. But in this situation I haven't done it. What am I on about? I need a crafting terminal, so what I can do is I need a quartz thingy to get rid of that, so I can do that, so I can have 10 of them, I guess. Why not? Actually, I want to have this in my inventory just in case it is part of a quest somewhere. Alright, so that should now be sorted if it is. And then that, which is nice. And then we need a magnet card. So, how do you make a magnet card? What does that consist of? We need an advanced card, a annihilation plane, which, can we make one of those? We can. Perfect. A lapis, a redstone, and a blocks of iron. So, in fact, instead of having to craft the iron, I know for a fact I should have at least a bunch of blocks of iron over here. So if I ever run out of iron, at least I know where to get some spares. So there's blocks of iron. What was the other thing? I needed an advanced card, which means I need another pure Certus quartz. I swear I had a bunch of those spare, but apparently not. But one good thing is I can now make that extra one card that I need. So I need that, redstone, silicon, that, and then I need press. I need calculation again. Making a bunch of these. I know with at least with the logic presses, I made like 64 of them. I might just do that with every other one right now until I actually get everything auto-crafting. I also need to relearn how to auto-craft these things because the advanced inscribers I think make it easier, but I'm not 100% sure. But nonetheless, that's magnet card sorted. I've also just realized in making that recipe why there's a redstone and a lapis block there. But what we should be able to do is we need to link it first. So what we should have to do is throw it in there. That should link it to this system, so that's good. Then we can throw a magnet card in there and an infinity booster card in there as well, and that should allow us wireless crafting no matter where we are in the world. So I do want to test this quickly. If we go to over here, the place is world loaded anyway, or chunk loaded at the very least. I want to know if I just go over here, I can still access my system. That's awesome. So yeah, no matter what, I can now access my system. I'm just going to put it up there. And we can craft in it as well. And actually it looks like we can just void items, it looks like as well, which is quite nice. I wonder if there's anything. Let's look for an item we want to void. Let's say the stone sword. Can we void that? Okay, so it's not an amazing way of voiding stuff, but at the very least, it's quite nice. Also, apparently this is a head bubble. I'm not sure how you're supposed to use it like that, but I guess if you want to save an inventory space, fair play. But I was also actually thinking, we've made this now, which is quite good, obviously. You know, we can, no matter where we are in the world, we could be in the end, we could be in the nether, we could be in the mining dimension, etc., etc., or the deep dark if we ever go there. There is a quest there, so we should probably do that. But yeah, we can obviously interact and go into our AE system, but what I actually might do, and I'll probably do it in between episodes if I can, considering this doesn't actually have a EMC value, I can't just dupe it, but it's not actually duping, but I just refer to it as that. But basically, I think I might possibly make another one and set it up to this thing down here, possibly, just so no matter what we are, where we are, we can just put a terminal down there, a security terminal, or whatever it was called. We can just, no matter what, we can have this one, we can go in here, and then if we want to, when it stops lagging, we can like go to the next one over here and just get into our mob system down there instead of having to jump between, which should be quite nice, I think. I do also want to just double check. I know I was just right down here, but I do want to just double check because when I was transferring everything over, no, it looks like it's fine. When I was transferring everything over, I was putting it to like, I changed this conduit out to hopefully be faster. And it was storing a bunch of loot bags in here. But yeah, we're doing pretty well. We've got a lot of golden apples. That's a lot of EMC. 196 million EMC? Yeah. But when you actually think about it, it's not actually much when it comes to making singularities. Because you need like 45,000 of whatever block, and emerald ones are quite expensive. So we do need to make or find a better way, not necessarily a better way, but a good way of getting EMC. What I'm thinking of is when we eventually, I might set up like a wither killing thing, which hopefully should bypass hardcore wither, like learning. We can try and make a bunch of nether star cruxes, have an entire field ready for that and stuff. Also, with the ones that have cruxes, which I think is only these two, yeah, with the ones that have cruxes, I am going to put those on the base level. Probably I'm going to put them there and there, right in front of us. And the reason for that is because having the crux means we have to have the inferium growth accelerator things one block lower, so I don't want those, you know, if I'm doing it the way I want, this layer here will be inferium or growth accelerators, and then this will be the growth crystal, and then up here will be things. If I have the cruxes, it will be where the seeds currently are, so I'm going to do those on the lowest levels if I can. Which I just will do. The draconian ones are actually probably the easiest to do, other than the dragon hearts, but if we only need a few of them, they shouldn't be too bad. I mean, the rest is just awakened draconian, which will speed up eventually. And how many dragon hearts do we have? Why did it go to A to Z? I don't know why. Maybe I changed it. We have 11 right now. We're going to need, what, 80? No, 79, because we already have one out there. So we need 79 of the dragon hearts. We currently have 11, so what's that? 68 more kills, which I think we're going to try and focus on the nether first, on nether stars first, because I need crystals to make the dragon eggs, or not dragon eggs, to get the dragon to respawn, to kill the dragon once again. It's a lot of work to do it, but it was something I'll just do in the background. But yeah, nether stars is probably where we'll focus on for the first bit, so we can get nether star cruxes. And nether stars are quite expensive, relatively. You know, 139,000. If we can produce those super fast, then that'll be good. Obviously, they do produce a bit slower than these do, but you know, when we have 80 of them together, it shouldn't actually be too bad, I don't think. But nonetheless, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I know we didn't do too many quests and stuff. We just mainly did this, but it's been a long time coming. We can finally just have everything consolidated into one big chest, pretty much. That's essentially what Applied Logistics is, and hopefully we shouldn't fill this up anytime soon, because this is more drives than that thing has by quite a margin. It's over double what that has. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.